Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you're on Spotify, we're on Twitch. We just got on Amazon, so make sure you check me out on there. Listen to my interview since 2008. 1-2-1-2, I'm place to be with Klow. How you doing?
Good, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm great. You ain't got to serve me, man. That old. I look old like that.
Nah, I just say sir, man. I'm from the South, man. That's how we raised. I just be saying and everything when I'm just anybody. You feel me?
Yeah, what Klow stand for?
Killer don't really stand for nothing. It's just like that's how people pronounce my name. Like my real name is Kello because my parents are Nigerian. But growing up, everybody kind of messed it up and they would just say Kalo or, Klow or this is this. So I just stuck with Kalo. It's been there forever.
All right, so where you from?
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Grew up in Acworth, Georgia. It's like a little town, 45 minutes outside of the city. So yeah, just originally from Georgia. My whole family, they from Nigeria and everything, but they moved over here and had me. So that's where I've been at.
So you were first generation?
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
But how was it? Like, were you doing like more of the American ways and stuff, or were you still following like Nigerian tradition?
I'm American, but like if you Nigerian, it don't matter where you at in the world. Like you gonna be that Nigerian culture is embedded in you. You see what I'm saying? Like my parents are too Nigerian to turn. So, but I'm glad that it was like that because it lets me know that I come from something. It lets me understand my culture a little bit more.
Then my wife, because she took the 23andMe test, and then
Oh
she
yeah.
showed that she's Nigerian, but she's trying. She said she already knew that because she's trying to say like all Nigerians have gaps. Is that true?
Yeah, or like,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah, like that.
Hey,
Yeah, she trying to
nah,
say that, but then more I be looking, I be like, well, shit, I don't
hey
know.
man, it just got proved again. So a lot of us do, but I know a lot of Nigerians that don't got them. So,
Okay, all right. So how did you get involved with music?
well, I've always loved music. Always been into it. Like since I was a kid, everybody around my house was like very into music, and I had the benefit of like all my family members listening to like a little bit of everything. So like they would kind of put me onto it. But I really started making music when I was 16 because my homeboy Jason, he was already rapping. He's a little bit younger than me, and people were talking about like, oh, who makes the best music, who makes this, and I didn't know anybody else that really rap, and he had rap. So I started talking to him and everything, and he was doing everything. He was recording himself, mixing, mastering it, putting it out, making the beats. So I just started sitting and learning from him and doing things with him, and it just started to grow. And I've been here ever since.
So who are some of your influences?
In terms of rap, obviously,
Yeah,
hugely my favorite rapper of all time is Biggie. Biggie Small, my favorite rapper of all time, easily. But I have a lot. J. Cole's a huge one. Young Thug, a huge one. Just a lot of the Gucci Mane, a lot of the Atlanta scene for a while. 'Cause that's where I grew up and listened to, Gucci, T.I., the Jeezys, all that. So all the compilation of the Atlanta music scene, and I have a big fan of New York music, New York rap, like 50, Cameron, all that. So
what you like about Young Thug?
Young Thug is just he's different, man. He's like, and it's crazy because when I first heard Young Thug, I wasn't really like sold. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. But then after a while, my homeboys just put me on it, like, bro, you gotta listen to him. Like, you just gotta listen. Like, you gotta hear what this man's saying. And then I started understanding what this man does with flows, and like, he bring a new twist to the rap game. So like, every time I listen to that man, it makes me want to approach music differently than what I usually had before.
Hmm. All right. So how would you describe your sound?
My sound, I'll just it has kind of like a like a southern like New York like party mix. I would say not to say only for the party like, but I have like kind of like I got a lot of my sound came from that the New York street rap, but also at the same time that southern like braggadocious type rap. You see what I'm saying? So like the compilation, both the influence mixed together, I started just kind of I don't know mesh the two together. Just say whatever's on my mind. Nothing too particular. I don't like to classify like oh my sound is necessarily this like because sometimes this just depends on how I'm feeling. So if the motivation is something like a little bit more somber, then the song gonna be a little bit more somber, and people gonna think, oh, the sound switched up. Nah, it's just it's the mood. You know what I'm saying?
Man, what would you say your story is as the MC?
You should say that again. Sorry, I'm on
What's
the
your
phone.
story as the MC?
My story as an MC. Well, like just like me in general. I mean, like I come from an immigrant family, a family that knew nothing about, the grind, hustling, struggling to get to the top to maintain everything. So like I do a lot of like my rapping and I get a lot of my motivation from how they work, how they move. So like growing up as an MC, I've always been people always kind of like not taking me as serious. Maybe not said that what he's doing is for real. Like maybe he's just half in the music, half out. Some people said I'm lazy or he's not really into it like that. But like I write every day. I do all my stuff in secret. I do all my working like kind of like in the back scenes, like not telling a lot of people unless it's like finally finished. Because I find out if you tell people stuff ahead of time, before you really come to fruition on what you're about to do, then it leads people to make their own assumptions, their own things, and have their own outcomes of what you're about to do. So I just kind of like me personally as an MC, I'm just the guy that's always been trying to work in the back scene and keep my keep my persona up, just as built for me, not for anybody else. You know what I mean?
You see that shirt? What that shirt say?
That's that Black Lives Matter, sir. Yes, sir.
That's cool. I
That's
like the
it.
colors.
Appreciate you, man.
Okay.
Appreciate
How,
you.
how would you describe your creative process?
Definitely we you throw a little bit of something in there, but nah, it's more like my homeboy who produces for me. I've known for forever. His name's Yuxi. Every time I get in there, he'll just have some beats playing or just something playing out. And usually the way that beat sways is the way like my move will sway to me. So I'll just start humming to the beat or figure out how the pattern I want to get on there, and then I write. I know a lot of people don't write no more, and it's all cool. People don't write, whatever, punch in. But like personally, me, like I feel like the best product you get from me is when I write my stuff and I say it on the mic. So I take time and I write down my verses and write down the hooks and everything. But if it feels better free flowing off a freestyle, then I'll still go in there and freestyle. But usually the time I'm just listening to beats, writing. I might take a couple breaks in between, but for the most part, it's like heads down, writing, just listening to the instrumental.
What's your current project? I saw you just dropped something called Faces.
Oh yeah. I just dropped Faces. It was my first debut album. I actually been working on it for a while, but like I had cut it and changed it and everything, but finally it came out past September. No, back in June 17th. Yeah, so I just been that was like a lot of culminations of a lot of things that happened to me in the past few years of my life, like coming into fruition, just putting it out into an album for people to hear.
And if you wasn't making music, what would you be doing?
Man, right now I'm in school. If I wasn't making music, I really would be trying to get into like the government. You know what I'm saying? Finding ways to change the laws and stuff that's going on, because everything going on. Just all I've been seeing, I've been really wanting to be proactive and moving our generation, moving our people forward. So anything would have to do with like changing the judicial system.
What would you change?
Where do I start? You know what I'm
You,
saying?
you,
But
you the president. You the president. What's up? What you want to do?
oh, that's a hard one. But I mean, first, a lot of things like
How you gonna
health.
fix racism? Let me hear that one. How you fix
I don't even
racism?
I think that's impossible to figure. I wish if only we could. But more personally, me, I think there's a lot of things that as Americans that people perceive or that have been shown that just aren't true. Like if the fact that we're the only first world country without free healthcare is atrocious to me. Like I feel like everybody should be able to go to the doctor if you're sick. I know people that don't even want to go to the doctor because they scared because they ain't got the money to pay for it if they sick. If you're sick, you should be able to go to the doctor, stuff like that. And then we have to learn how to. Schools should be teaching the real American history, the truth about it. It's okay to have bad forms of your history, but it's not okay to not tell people about it and to show people about it, because then you can't learn from it. So a lot of teaching, I would help just a lot of things to push a lot of unlearning and reform all the way across, especially with the police system, man. We need some reform there too. But
Yeah, I
it,
was. Only thing about the healthcare, I would, instead of pushing healthcare, I would push nutrition.
True.
And if you don't get sick, you ain't got to worry about going to the doctor. Especially us, we get sick. Shit, most time we end up dead after we go to the doctor.
That's true, man. That's true. Hey, that's what goes into poverty too, though. So like, if you less fortunate, you don't have the money. There's the people around you. They're not building the adequate, places for you to get the best nutrition. Because when people are placed in poverty, every aspect of their life is affected. So I do agree with you. Yeah, nutrition would be like, I'll be pushing that for everybody. I'd also be pushing the fun ways to have access to nutrition or any other things for easier people or for people who aren't, don't have the same economic advantages as the rest of us or other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say so. But how is it in Nigeria?
Oh, I mean, it's still a third world country, man. I mean, Nigeria does this thing. Like they've come a long way from where they were, and for a long time, Nigeria it only became independent in 1960, October 1st, 1960. So like there's still a lot of corruption. There's still a lot of things going around in the government for what's there and for what people have to work with. They're trying their best and they're working to the top, but it's still a struggle out there.
Yeah, then some people's telling me like how they always show it looks bad over there, but people say it looks like real nice over there.
Oh yeah, there are places in Nigeria that you wouldn't even. I mean, I've been to houses in Nigeria. The biggest house I've ever been to in my life has been in Nigeria. Like the nicest, biggest, most tricked out house was in Nigeria. It wasn't in America. Like there's so many places that if you go to the city or just anywhere around, you would feel so. They would shower you and just all sorts of, luxuries and things. And then on the flip side, just like anywhere else, you have the slums, you have the ghettos, all sorts of stuff like that. But the fact that they only show the bad side of Africa says a lot,
All right, that's what's up. So, what are your interests outside of music?
I have a lot of interests, man. I'm really into. I like writing just in general. Like I like reading, writing, all sorts of things. I try to read a little piece of something every day just to keep my mind sharp, stuff like that. I'm really into martial arts. I'm a big fan of mixed martial arts, stuff like that, or just combat sports in general. I love watching boxing, MMA, kickboxing, all sorts of that, and a huge basketball fan too. So, just sports in general, like reading and writing. That's probably and music. That's all I really dive my head into most of the day.
So, you know how to fight, or you just be watching?
Oh yeah, I'm official with it.
What's your martial art? What you do?
I started off boxing when I was like around like 11, 12 for a little bit, and I've been boxing my whole life. But when I turned like 15, one of my homeboys introduced me to MMA, so I started training like a lot of kickboxing, a little bit of Muay Thai, a little bit of wrestling, and I'm just now starting to get some jiu-jitsu working right. But definitely a lot of stand-up, so a lot of boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai.
Are you trying to fight, or
Huh?
you trying to fight?
Nah, I mean, I've tried to take like a couple like amateur fights and like do things like that maybe in the future, but like I do it more for like the health aspect and the love for it because it's really like artistic when you dive deep into it. I have a lot of homeboys that fight, amateurly or professionally, so like it's more of just being immersed in it, like just I've always had a thing for it.
Well, give me your favorite boxing combo.
Favorite boxing combo? Probably an uppercut because I'm a lefty, so I'm a southpaw. So it's a front uppercut. That's a right hand to a back hook. So just a front uppercut, back hook. Some like Mike Tyson style stuff. That's a knockout punch.
Hey, Mike Tyson gonna hit the body first, then go with the uppercut.
Oh yeah, he could, but he did the little the peekaboos. He would be bobbing left, right, and sometimes he would go to the body a lot, but then he would fake it and come through the guard with that little uppercut and pop the head up, and then you throw that little back hook. You see what I'm saying? Because with the uppercut, pops the head up, and then someone throws a little back hook, just a snap it, and that's lights out.
All right. So I want you to give me your first. Give me your top 5 boxers first, then give me your top 5 MMA fighters.
Ooh, okay. Well, top 5 boxers, just that I like personally, or you think like
Yeah,
all
just
time?
what you like.
Okay, top 5. My favorite boxers are George Foreman, Roberto Duran, Muhammad Ali. I'll throw in Floyd Mayweather in there. And then at 5th, it probably have to be like Pernell Whitaker. That's for boxers.
I never heard why you say you talking about old school George, or you talking about
Oh yeah. George Foreman, old school, Big George. George is the man. That's my favorite boxer because George is like an intimidating, like a force. And
Was your
then
parents into boxing?
you said, huh?
Were your parents into boxing?
Not my mom, not really. My mom said my grandfather used to be really into it, but my dad, he was definitely into it. Like, he's the one that first got me to like pick up the glove and do stuff like that. So that he's like, he's not like the biggest fan, but he always liked it, and I just became a super fan once I like jumped into it.
All right. What's your MMA?
Oh, for MMA, definitely number one is going to be John Jones. John Jones he's a man. I like Israel Adesanya. He fights actually on Saturday.
Yeah, John Jones beating himself. That's
Uh,
already smooth. He beat himself. No other way.
Yeah, John Jones is a savage, man. I like that man's amazing. So I got John Jones, I got Israel Adesanya. I like
Yeah, who's
Nick.
about to fight? He fighting old boy
Yeah.
the
Costa. Yeah, he fought Apollo Costa. It's gonna be a good fight. That's a tough one, but I think he can weather that and get that in there. So he a dope one, and he Nigerian too. So I'm representing. And then I'm a big fan of both the Diaz bros, Nate and Nick. Huge fan of them. They just I just like they just come in there with that street mentality. They don't care. They in there to fight. They in there to throw hands. Uh, and then definitely probably number 5. I like Khabib a lot. Khabib a real deal. I just like how he just go in there, beat motherfuckers up, and then leave. He just do his thing and get out. So, but yeah, I'm just a huge fan of all of them, all the combat sports. And
And what about your top 5 rappers?
ooh, of all time, or just like that
Uh,
is a
give us right now.
cool. Okay, dang, who I'm listening to right now. Definitely at the top. I'll never not put J. Cole up there because I'm always listening to J. Cole, always bumping his stuff. But I got J. Cole, Young Thug. I listen to a lot of Trouble. I don't know if people been sleeping on my boy Trouble 5 in the Atlanta scene out here. So J. Cole, Young Thug, Trouble. Who else I be on heavy right now? I'm trying to think because there's the people I listen to Saw Baby heavy. Um, who else? Another person I be on a lot. Meat Mill go crazy. Uh, I listen a lot of G Herbo too, and Dirk. So I just have a lot. I listen to a lot of rappers. It's so hard to do top 5s, but like I have like a good little, 8 or 9 that I listen to every day. But it's mainly just like Young Thug, J Cole, Lil Durk, Trouble, and like some G Herbo in there or just other rappers from all over. Oh, Kodak too. Kodak heavy on some Kodak Black.
What about female MCs?
Oh, female MCs. Megan go crazy. Obviously, Megan, she dominated. Rhapsody go crazy. Who else I believe? Nikki been the queen. I always gotta put some respect down on her. I've always been a huge fan of Missy Elliott. I just like what she does with flows. Like even though that's like an old school like Missy Elliott. Even when like I was a little kid, I was like, yeah, like the way she can do it flows. And I even try to translate it to my own music. I like the way she can command a lot of flows and stuff like that. A lot of a lot of the female MCs not saying that female MCs now aren't great. I love them, but I'm saying a lot of the female MCs that I listen to heavier from back in the day, like Left Eye, TLC, or Eve, or things like that. So,
So what you say goals for your career are right now?
for mostly just the pop, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like this is really the pop, but I just want to be a little more established, get some more get just a little bit more exposure, but I know that's coming. But for the most part, just getting as many people to hear the music as can. I got a team behind me. I got people that really want to see me shine, really working for me. So I'm not too worried about like who's in my camp. I'm just worried about getting the music out there, just getting exposed. Because hopefully, once it gets out there, people will start rocking with it.
Oh, all right. What advice would you give to new artists?
Uh, I
Was
would just say, just keep your head down and be consistent and stay true to what you're making. Because if you're making the music and if you're not consistent, then eventually you're just gonna lose interest and it's not going. be moving the way you want to move. And if you don't stay true to what you're doing, then even if you do pop on, say you do pop off making music that's not true to you, it's going to be harder for you to stay there because you're not used to, you know, making what you need to do or making the music that people want to hear. You just you lost your way. So I think the main point is to stay consistent and stay true to your sound or to who you are.
And you got any interesting stories that happened in your life to talk about?
I mean, I've had both my legs broken at the same time before. You
Damn, fighting,
know, huh?
training.
No, it was just like, well, it'd been like a compilation of just like sports and all different stuff, and like my legs already been bowed out. So what it was doing to legs. So they're like, all right, to fix it, we have to break both your legs, you know, correct the legs, put pins in them, and then stretch your bone out. And then yeah, so they had me like these halo fixtures.
What age was that?
I was like, it's like a freshman in high school, so I was like 14,
Damn.
like 14. Yeah, like, it was really messed up. So they like stretched it all out and made it straight. So I was in them for like, I had to relearn how to walk and all that. So like rehab for like 3.5 months or so. That's pretty crazy, you know what I'm saying? But still here, so yeah.
You got any hidden talents?
Hidden talents. I guess just the MMA stuff. I can kick real high. Like people would see me because I'm a big dude. You know, I'm like 6 foot 290. People see me, they're like, "Damn, I don't really think you'd be able to kick real high." I'm just real flexible with it because I've been, you know, working out those muscles for a long time. So it's just easy for me to do little kicks and stuff. And people seeing, they be like, "Yo, what the hell?" But I mean, there's videos of it on my Instagram and stuff. So you know, I can peek back.
Your legs all right now? Like,
Oh yeah. My legs, everything's solid now. You know, I have a few little every once in a while I get little pains and stuff like that, but it ain't nothing too crazy, you know. That's what the weed for. And keep me keep the inflammation down and everything.
all right, man. What would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
I just want to say thank you anybody supporting me, you know, all the fans and people rocking with me. And, you know, we're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep being here for a long time. I just said y'all stay tuned, keep rocking with me. I want to thank you too, bro, for just give me the platform just to even talk. You know, this means a lot to people actually recognizing and want to hear what I have to say about the music, bro. So thank you. Appreciate that for real.
No doubt. You want to give me your social media and everything?
Yeah. My Instagram is at Chukukelo, at Chukukelo, and then my Instagram, my Twitter, my bad, a little geeked up, is at Kalo A, lowercase Kaelo, and the uppercase A, and then for the Instagram it's CHUKWUKLOW. So yeah, and I got the Faces Deluxe. The deluxe version to my project drops on the 30th of this month. So, you know, we've got a few more days into that. So y'all go check that out. It's going to be a good one.
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. You have a good one, bro.